Hi. My name's Eric. I thought about canceling this tonight. Hold on. Sorry, everything's a disaster. So this is a poem about losing yourself and attempting to pull it all back in. All of this is written for so many people. People that I can't bring myself to relinquish. Just as a trigger warning, this contains some suicidal ideations, self-hate, sex, lessons of therapy for borderline personality disorder, which I was just recently diagnosed with. And also hornets. I promise I will talk about hornets. The entire concept of this is finding a way to point fingers backwards at myself instead of everyone else. It's time to understand my failures. This piece is called I Wish You Were Different. I once got told, I wish you were different. It hurt then, and it still hurts right now, more than 10 years later. Why does it hurt, though? I also wish I was different. So why am I not different? I'm the same fucked up piece of shit that I've always been. I've never changed in the right ways. I've just decayed. I finally got into some of my favorite shirts again because I've lost all the weight that she fit me with. And even though I've lost my body and I'm losing my hair, I have so much more of myself back. I still can't cook, but at least I don't have a house to clean. Room service does that for me at the hotel that I'm now living out of. I thought I couldn't live without you, but I finally realized that the incorrect version of me is living without you. He mirrored you. I mirrored you. I faked some idea that you would help me sift through the lower parts of myself, when in reality, you hid me. You didn't know what to sift through because I wasn't honest, because you taught me to find a way to feign self-hatred. You couldn't bear to see me. Always omitting my name from conversations. You never would have loved me anyway. You hid me from friends and family and came home to claim you loved me. In reality, you hated me, so I changed. But it wasn't enough to see your face again, so we could finally be ourselves alone, but you're already buried in someone else, absorbing him. I always knew it would be you two. I still can't come without thinking about you. My mouth still tingles when I think of you undressing. My heart pounds at a faster rate. The flitting inside my gut causes my vision to blur as I drift into a daydream or a memory. I don't think of this just for the sex. I yearn for sliding beneath the sheets together, pulling each other against our own skin, breathing each other's souls in as we giggle and kiss. I dream of the wrestling and the tickling, holding you from behind as you cook, rubbing your butter-soft feet as they rest on my lap while you work from home. With your chemistry knowledge, we could have brewed our own coffee for the bakery. I miss the cheerful, "Hi, love," as soon as I push the door ajar. I miss chatting about work or the day we spent together as we replaced our jackets and our jeans with what we called PGs. That's what we used to call pajamas. Every night when I close my eyes, I pretend we are camping on the pull-out couch in the living room, waking up in the night with it half deflated. Somehow, we punctured a hole in it. We rarely finished episodes because we were too comfortable holding and being held, smelling and being smelled. I'm sure I'll float through life this way, having meaningless encounters with meaningless people until I open my eyes and see my only place I felt I knew myself. The only place I felt that I could be myself, the only place I wanted to, was you. You were more than I thought I could handle, because I never thought I deserved your kindness, your silliness, your love. I always knew what a tornado I was, but what a mess I would make. I tried to tell you, but you loved me anyway. You deserve someone that respects you, loves you, and actually shows it, and can pamper you, shower you with the same kindness you pour into others. You should be filled as you empty into another. It kills me to think of that being someone else. Someone else in bed, someone else's hands on you, someone else's lips on yours, someone else driving you around, a passenger princess. That thought takes my breath away. And not in a sense of amazement, but in a sense of dreadful panic. Even if we think of each other when we each kiss another, or we think and lay in someone's arms, we both know you deserve to forget me and not feel the heartbreak of my actions, my words, and my tone toward you. I'm so sorry I made the mistake of taking you for granted and allowing respect to be forgotten. I hope you can find it in your heart to forgive me and let me be the man that you first met. I'd give anything to have that back. The feeling your soul gives me is something I will always remember and will live my life to find again. Ever so often, I whimper as I breathe in, wishing all of this would just end, or time would rewind and I'd be yours again. Maybe it's best. In the end, you never stopped hiding me. At the beginning, you hid me from friends and then family and then coworkers, believing naively they were too dumb to see the way our eyes followed each other across the room. I remember you not wanting to hold my hands or kiss when you first met my friends, and the weight it left in my chest. Maybe this is best because at the end it wasn't unconditional, it was whatever was comfortable, and love does not limit itself to a comfortable boundary. It shouts at the top of its lungs the other's name. It brags about our dates and how it had an amazing day. Love does not look over its shoulder like it's ashamed. Give that shameless love to someone else. I tried to give that to you, and at the beginning, and maybe that's why you closed off. If I was something to hide, the pain of not feeling good enough, I know I never was and probably was never going to be enough. Not for you, not for me. That's never what I wanted it to be. I'm seeing now we both need to stop hiding from ourselves and each other and other people, the other people that you always seem to think about when you spoke of our memories. The people I just tagged along for. I fell down like an unimportant detail. A nameless one of the friends you were out with. It was hard to swallow sometimes. And that's why this is all hard to swallow for me. I wanted to work toward being a name worth admitting was in that mix. I broke my heart to hear you tell the stories of our experiences without being able to talk about them myself. We both hid our lives from other people for so long, and for good reasons sometimes. But that doesn't make the pain any less dull. But an invitation would have made our love fuller, something not worth hiding inside, hiding from, becoming bitter about. I was lonely then, but I'm so much lonelier now. I'd rather be lonely with you than lonely without you. Please come back and hide with me again. I can't get past this frozen moment without you. I'm so sorry for mentally abusing you. I'll never let myself live that down, especially if you give me the chance to live up to who I really am. I am a sufferer of BPD. Now I can seek proper help and not be hell for everyone else. Being alone will mean that I'm not hell for everyone else. I can finally find peace within it. It might seem like I'm dwelling, and I'm sure that I am. But this is simply me reflecting, exposing the past so I can talk my way out of it. I keep telling people I'm not killing myself. Everything's okay. I'm not crying for help. But what I'm crying for is an outlet to get out of feeling helpless. The way I did when I didn't know me. But it's making people uncomfortable now. The honest talk of self-hatred and poop and sex and pure emotion, it taught me a eureka moment. It brought me to the light. So it's fine. On the other side, the better side, whatever side that is, the bright side or the side toward the light, everyone goes through this. Turmoil, depression, anger, grief, acceptance, hate, acceptance of yourself, hatred of yourself and others, and vice versa. God is unfortunate, unrivaled, a fortune of personal lessons, a reason to be alive, the reason why we're alive. I've always claimed to believe in God, but as the orchestra once said, and I quote, "I never read the actual words. I kind of faked it, I guess." End quote. Maybe I should commit to learning again, feeling the hurt again, saying all the names I can't say again. My mouth still tingles when I think of you undressing. I'm ending the floundering. And I finally found grace, losing myself, finding some pieces of God in its place. We sold our house last month. I sat on the floor in the living room, tears pouring out of my eyes, silently remembering moving in, bringing our son, changing the furniture. I didn't realize the last time that he would see this house, to romp around it, to miss it, to hate it, to miss his mama. The uncertainty of that eats me alive. I remember leaving to find peace, a quiet release to the stress, but I'm back here now, cleaning this house out alone, moving out in 3 days. The empty closets look the same as the day we moved in, except now our names are on the door frames. A wholesome tradition we always had on departure. This time we added our son's name and his birth date. I'm blindsided by mistakes. How's that possible when I made them? I remember the day we came and the furniture wasn't a mistake then. We sat on boxes as we moved in, eating McDonald's with my grandparents, the most loving people I'll ever know. Except for my father. That's the best man I've ever known. The best man at my wedding, me, the best man at his. He's funny, understanding, strong in his beliefs, supportive, and he seems so relaxed and comfortable all the time. Truly the best friend I could have ever hoped for. And I was born to be his, and I was born for him to be mine. I feel so far away from her, and her, and him, and them, and everyone. There is no peace in escapism. I cannot accept the thoughts that cause this. I wish I could show my son the memories. I wish I could see his excitement when he thinks that hippos say, meep, meep. It's the only lie I've ever told him. It's insane that he still believes it. Everything else I've admitted. He's an angel, he's kind. He doesn't need to be afraid because, and I quote, Papa gotcha. Bones. Double bones. It's all the truth. Nothing will hurt you as much as I will love you. His heartache and his fear are mine, and there is no room for that. It's time to fight with toys and forget all the regrets. We have fun. I'm brought back to childhood with this kid. Playing with the same action figures I grew up with and hid until someone was worthy of them. It is him, my boy, the weirdest, smartest, kindest person I could ever wish to meet. He's a lot like me, and I finally see what my soul is missing. 2 arms, my favorite childhood toy, crafted by Dr. Steppy and Rion Rioff. Hopefully Nick Roush is here, because that's our inside joke. Somehow after 20 years, this action figure still speaks when you press what my son calls the laser button. I'll miss that toy, but never as much as I love seeing my son love it. 2 arms and blood guy. A zombie with his heart outside of his chest. Of course, I'm always blood guy. Am I over my time? Yeah. Okay, I'll leave. I'm so sorry. Yeah, there's a lot more, so I will go ahead and leave. Thank you.